In this video, I would like to talk about NFS, network file sharing. So imagine that I have 3 people that I would like them to work on the same project where they will be sharing file while working on those projects. In this case, it will be very difficult because the project that this guy will have on this computer will need to be shared with this other guy. To make it quite easy, we can have one centralized server that we're going to call Nfs Server. So this is where the project is going to be located. And then this guy can access the project, and then the same person will be able to access the project, and the third one as well. In the same manner, if maybe 2 months or 6 months down the road, I decide to have a fourth person to work on that project, he can just be connected to that server and he will be at the same page of where the 3 other people have started in the beginning. In the same way, if I add a 5th one, so no matter how many people I add, even if it's 10 years down the road, he still be able to follow whatever was the first person I started working from day one. So that's the idea of the Nfs server, which is a network file sharing, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So here I'm going to have my server that I'm calling a control over here as an Nfs server, and I need to install the necessary package for the to share file through the network. So I'm doing here a group install to install all the file that I need when it's come to Linux. And by the way, NFS is done on Linux. And here I'm installing my favorite editor, which is Vim. So I'm waiting for those packages to be installed. So here I'm installing Vim right now. So after installing those packages, the next thing here I need to make sure that I will have my firewall up and running, and I need to open the NFS port. I'm opening the RPC bind port, and I'm also opening the mount port, and I'm reloading my firewall at the same time. The next thing that I'm doing here, the next level, is those port that I just opened. I'm about to start their services, which is the service that I started with the RPC bind service, the Nfs server service, and the RPC install service that I started, and they're up and running right now. So I don't want my client to have the entire access of my machine. So in this point, I'm going to create a specific directory where I would like them to connect on this machine, where they will be sharing all that, the project that they'll be working on. So I'm creating the NSFS share directory, and I'm trying to give the full permission for anybody that will be coming to that directory directly. So now this is where I'm going inside the etc export file to configure what permission I need to give to anybody that need to access this environment. So, and I will specify that anybody who is coming here should be coming from the /home/NFS. As I mentioned, they will come /home/NFS. And at this point, I'm only allowing only this machine to log in, and I'm giving him the read-write permission. So I'm saving that. And what I need to do next is to restart the NFS service. So to verify what configuration that I have, I can use the export file system -v here, and it's telling me, like this machine can connect on my NFS server through the NFS share directory, and those are the settings that he will have over here. Or either I can also use the show mount command -e on localhost to verify what is the set of the permission here. So since on this side I already have the NFS server ready, I need to go on that machine that I'm giving access over there, 192.168.56.51. So he's the one that has the permission to log in on the NFS server for a particular project. So on this side, I will be installing NFS-util, and I'm also installing Vim, which is my editor on this package. The client here, the first client, I'm calling Node 1, and I'm installing the necessary package that I need. And I'm going to go ahead and start a service as soon as this one is finished. So I'm starting the RPC bind service that will be allowed to do the connection over there. Since I did that, I can do a showman on my control machine, which is the NFS server in this case, to see what configuration does he has. So showman -e here, and I'm putting the machine of the NFS server, and I see that the NFS server is allowing me to log in on him through the NFS share directory. So since it's allowing me to log into the NFS share directory, I need to create a directory for myself as well, from which I will be connecting through the NFS server. So I'm going to create a directory that as soon as I go to this directory, me and the share directory will be bounding, they will be mounting, and it will look as just one file. So since I have it, now is the time to mount those two directories. The command to mount the two directory, we are mounting it temporarily right now. So as a temporary, it means if I restart my machine, the connection between the both of them would disappear. And here we can see I'm using the type NFS, and I'm connecting. This is my NFS machine, and this is the directory from where I need to mount. And this is the directory from the client one. Even before I get there, if we do a df-ht, we will see df-ht, we see that we don't have no connection over here with the NFS server. So as I'm pasting the mount and I'm pressing enter, if I recall my command again, df-ht, here we see now we have a connection with the NFS server through this file. So if I cd into /home/guest, and I decide to create a file here, let's say touch1. In this case, if I do ll, here we have a file, one is being created. If I exit to go on the NFS server, which is controlled in this case, and I cd into /home/NFS share, and I do ll, we will see that that same file one was created over here. So if I decide to create a file here, let's say touch2 on the NFS server, ll, we see that file, and we decide now to SSH back into here and do a ll into /home/guest. Here we see the file 2 is being created. So that's how the project is being shared through the network. So let's say, for instance, we need to go ahead and add a new server to connect on that NFS share. So what I need to do, I need to go in Vim inside etc export, because in this case, I'm only allowing one machine to connect over here at this time. So what I can do next is put a comma and is to put a comma here and put the IP address on another machine. And I can add as so many as I want. But if I have an entire subnet that I'm trying to define, I can specify the value of the subnet here to notify all the machines that can connect from a particular network. As I'm notifying that, I'm doing the systemctl restart Nfs server. So now let's do SSH root in 192.168.56.52, which is going to be a third machine or a second machine that we're going to add to this project that is being going on right now. So as we did on the previous one, I will be installing my Nfs util, and I'm also installing my Vim package here. I will be following the same step. I'm going to enable RPC bind here as well. So the same here, I'm enabling my RPC bind service, and I need to verify what will be the configuration that my Nfs server is having in this case by using my showman-e. And I see that the Nfs server is allowing a set of network, which is going to be the subnet /24, and is expecting to see everybody through the Nfs share directory. So in this case, I'm still going to create a /guest directory from where this client tool need to connect. It doesn't have to be the same directory everywhere, every time. You can decide to mount something different. But so if we want to do the mount permanent in this case, it means even if I restart my machine, as soon as my machine start back, it's going to make the connection with the Nfs server automatically. So that is what it stands for permanent, and we need to enter that information inside the etc fstab file. So I will go the last line. I will go in this last line and I will add the necessary information to make a permanent mount, which in this case will be, the same directory for the Nfs server, and then my /home where I'm trying to mount is a type NFS, and then default 00, and I'm saving this file. If before I do a df-h capital T, we see that we don't have any mount yet. So I need to notify my machine that I just modify the NFS file, fstab file as I'm mounting everything. And if I do df-ht again, we have that mounting. In this case, if we cd into /etc guest directory into /home guest, and we do an ll, automatically this NFS tool is able to see those files that was created. The same thing if he decide to create a file for himself, which is 4, as we are creating 4 over here, and we do ll, we will see that file. And if we exit, we go on NFS, the same NFS file, and we do ll, we will see the file 4 here that is created. And if we SSH to the 1, and we do ll into /home guest, we see that the file 4 is over here. So that's how project can be shared through the network and make the life of people working on the same project somehow easier. NFS is very powerful, it's very interesting, but it has some con as well, which is the main con part, which that all those files will be mounted permanently through the Nfs server, which is not quite a good idea. While you are not using the Nfs server, you should be disconnected to reduce security and connection between them. So for that, we're gonna talk about in next video what is called AutoFS, which is going to be the service that allow us to connect on the Nfs server only and only when we need to connect into it. So before we get there, practice, have fun, and enjoy Linux.